Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
My name is Folani. People call me FSP.
Uh,
What is your name, sir?
uh, I'm Sadiku Babakunle.
Oh, nice meeting you, sir.
Very good, yes, sir.
Yeah, we are discussing the issue of Aisha, the marriage of Aisha with
Okay,
Prophet Muhammad.
okay, listener.
And you said there is no problem in the marriage. Is that not your stand?
Yes,
You said you don't have problem with the marriage. But I want to ask you a question,
yes,
sir.
do you?
You don't have much
Okay,
time, so
sir.
let us make it snappy. In the
Mm.
friendly discussion, not to tarnish or not to abuse, or we are just talking in a friendly manner because of our
Oh, I
religion.
appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah,
Of course, of
yeah.
course.
What I'm saying is from your hadith, not from my brain. And thank God you agree with it. So many Muslims said it's not real, it's not correct, Aisha is not sis, because to them it's embarrassing. And are you telling me can you give your 6-year-old girl for marriage for any reason? You get my question, sir?
Come again, sir.
You said there is no problem in the marriage of Aisha, who married Prophet Muhammad at the age of 6, and the marriage was consummated at the age of 9. And you said there is no
Okay,
problem in the marriage. As a Muslim,
yes.
can you emulate such a character giving your words to a 54-year-old man in marriage, a 6-year-old girl? Can you do that?
Hmm. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that question.
You're welcome.
Like we have been saying on that platform that that was a peculiar case. Okay, that was a very peculiar case, and then you cannot use that measure. Okay, in our time now, you cannot use that measure. You cannot base that argument. You cannot use that measure in our time now. Do you understand me?
Okay.
So the marriage of Aisha, so Muhammad, peace be upon him, okay,
Okay.
was a norm, a cultural norm as at then. It was not new to any of their contemporaries. It was never a strange thing in their custom then. It was a norm for them. It was never an anomaly. So if it was acceptable for them at that particular time, then I don't think it is rational enough for us to start maligning them just because of that custom. I hope you understand me.
Okay. You
Now
said,
you can say it is very strange to us.
okay.
Okay, and I did give an example that I want to believe you must have spent coins in Nigeria here, isn't it?
Yes.
Have you? Okay, fine. Can we use that? What can you use that coins to buy in Nigeria now?
Nothing now.
We cannot, and
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't mean the coin doesn't have value. It's just because that we think it is not. It's also looking alien to us, so to start spending coins now. I hope you understand my analogy. So
Yeah.
that's where I'm basing my premise. In short,
Okay. Can I come in?
you can call me, no problem. You can
Thank
call
you.
me.
Thank you for the privilege. The
Okay.
analogy you are citing is not correlating, sir. It's not correlating.
In what sense, sir?
Yes, thank you. We are talking about a 6-year-old girl in 6th century. Don't forget, the Quran said Muhammad is the best example for mankind. That means we could
Yes.
emulate him at all time. If you are not telling me
Okay.
what Muhammad did, I want to raise 2 points. What Muhammad did in those days cannot be done today. That is another a problem. If Muhammad is an example for us at all time, that means Muhammad is not an example for us. That means he did something we cannot do today. That is number one. Number two, you said it's peculiar to those men of those days. Can you cite some of the example of people that do such thing? If truly it's peculiar to them, marrying a 6-year-old girl at that particular time is their custom. Can you mention some of the men of their time that marry such in your source? You can give me the source. You can mention
Okay.
me their names. Those are the 2 points I want to raise.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Now, the daughter of the prophet, Fatima, okay,
Go
was
ahead.
also given to marry to Ali at age 9, as we have in some of our sources.
Can
Okay,
you
you
have
can
the source at
actually
hand?
get that in I will, don't worry, whatever I'm giving you now, I will send you the reference after this call. So
Okay.
don't worry.
Okay.
Okay. So you was also given to marriage at that particular age, at age 9. Yeah, some other reasons might say it's not, but because of for the sake of arguments, let me just use that. Okay, since you asked me to give to cite example. Okay, now what I also now say add to it is this, that if this you are saying that it was never a good thing to do, and you are saying the fact that it was done in their time should doesn't make it good. So I will ask you to tell me if you know of anybody in their own time who actually castigate him for that practice, for that marriage. Just mention one. Just mention just one person that castigates him at that particular time because of that marriage.
Okay. Thank you. You cite one example, and I will be glad to have the reference. Sure, you give it to me at the end of the conversation. Fine, I'll be
Don't worry,
glad
I
to
will give
read.
it to you. Yes, yes.
Yes, I've never had that. I will be glad to read that conversation where the daughter of Muhammad is 9 at marriage. I'll be glad to see that reference. Number two,
Like I say, some sources differ, but I'm just going to, for the sake of argument, let me just do that.
yes, because I need at least, if you say it's paramount, you should have about 10 examples, about 6 examples. That means then we know it's paramount. But you are only citing one. The one you are citing said there is variance. There is variance. So that is number one
Yeah,
problem. Another thing you said,
that's no problem. If you other,
let me respond to the second point you raised. You
that's
said
never a problem.
it's a problem because if
Please,
you
oh, I'm
said
very
so,
sorry to
the main reason
interject.
why I
Just
said it's a problem,
sorry.
if you say, if you know the reason why I say it's a problem, if you say something
Okay,
is paramount, at least you should
okay.
at the count of your fingers, you should be able to mention about 10 without even blinking an eye. You should be able to mention this also and so do this. So that means that is paramount. That is why I said the one you are even citing, you said there are argument about it. The age is there is variance in the age. So that means it's not paramount. You are only citing one. The one you are citing has variances. So that is why I said it's a problem. Number two, you said I should mention people who criticize him, who will criticize Muhammad in his time when he has the power. Who dare criticize him? You know, a poet
Whoa.
who wrote, excuse me, let me land. A poet
Okay,
wrote
sorry.
against Muhammad. He was killed. He was killed
Okay.
because he wrote a poem against Muhammad. Nobody dare criticize Muhammad for doing whatever he did. He said it is God that is leading him. So if you criticize him, your head is gone on your head. So you saying nobody criticize him, out he's not they cannot, because he's the Lord, he's the warlord. So they dare not. You do that, you are gone. So that is not an example. I am asking, can we do such? If you cannot do such today, that means Muhammad is not a best example for us. That is the problem I'm bringing out.
Okay, thank you very much again.
Hope you don't
I
have
would say
problem.
that
You don't hope you don't have problem. You are on record, sir. Hope you don't have problem with that.
you should, you put me on record, right?
You are on record, sir. So
That's
if
that's
you
a
don't
that's a
like it,
very
I can delete. If
petty
you don't
that's
like
a
it, I
very
can
petty
delete.
thing
If you
to
don't
do.
like it, I can delete it.
No, you can. No. I don't. I don't have any problem. You can. Don't worry. Don't just leave it. But
So
it's
that
a
I can
very
share
petty thing
for
to do.
others in the group to learn.
No, of course. But you also have told me this. I
Sorry.
don't.
That's
Don't
why
worry. Don't cut
when
it
I
off.
remember,
Just
that's why I just
your
said it.
record.
When I remember that, that's why I say
Just you. Okay, God sees your heart. No problem.
you are
We
welcome.
are good. Okay. So as I was saying,
Okay.
um, when did Muhammad marry Aisha? Okay. Has he covered all the premise of Mecca and Medina when he got married to Aisha? Secondly, you are saying that nobody dare, okay? Nobody dare to criticize him for that act, okay? But then you also said that somebody did that and his head was beheaded.
Yes.
That's what you said.
The
The
poem. The
enemies
poet.
of Muhammad in those days, they were ready to kill him. they were ready to, they were raising all sorts of insults. They called him all sorts of names. They called him soothsayer. They called him an imposter. They called all sorts of names.
Yes.
Why would they now ignore that part, okay, of what he did as an anomaly? Then, if they can call you a liar, they can call you all sort of name. Why would they now ignore that part alone of the marriage? And you said it was because he was a warlord that nobody dared to talk to him. That's why they didn't castigate him on that basis. It means your argument is also very wrong. I'm very sorry to say, sir, but that is not a very good argument on your side.
Don't be sorry. I have my response to that.
Okay.
Can I speak?
You can go ahead with your response.
Thank
No
you.
Yeah.
When did Muhammad die? What was his age? Do you remember the age of Muhammad when he died? The age he died?
Go ahead.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
If you don't know, you say you don't know. If you know, you tell me.
65, 67, 60,
so at 54, that means
yes,
okay. He started his ministry at age 40. So that is 14 years. At 54, he married Aisha. That is 14 years after he started the prophethood. So I wouldn't know.
Okay.
You should know better than me. How many cities he has been controlling at that age, I don't know. So, but I know that is not the beginning of his ministry. At 54 is not the beginning of his ministry. So at that particular, yes, I'm starting to be corrected. I start to be corrected. You can correct me. So and then again, you talk about
hello.
I want to respond on the issue of criticism. At his beginning, Muhammad was criticized. Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, yeah.
Yes. At the beginning, Muhammad was. Did you hear my point initially? Did you hear my first point?
You can take that back again, please.
I said, at the time, at age 54, Muhammad is not starting his ministry he started his ministry at the age of 40. So 54 years is not the beginning of his ministry. He must have had some power at the age of 54. He died at 60 something years. So that is not the beginning of his ministry. So that is what I'm saying. I said he had accrued some power at that age of 54. He had some powers. So it's not that I'm saying he had conquered all the Meccan Peninsula. I don't know. You know better than I do in that history. I don't know history. But I know that is not the beginning of his message. That is 14 years after he started his ministry. So he had some power. He had powers to do and undo at that particular time. And you talk about people criticizing him. People call him mad. People call him liar. Even they call him thieves. Surah 3161, they call him thief. They said he stole a velvet dress, according to your tafsir. Yet, but at the initial stage, people criticized him. They even tortured him. They even sent him out of his town. But when he had the power, who dare criticize Muhammad? When he had conquer every other places, who dare criticize him? You are gone if you criticize him. So that is my point. The issue is, can we do it today? If we cannot do it today, why doing it then? Some people use this example that at that particular time they get old at young age. How true is that? That is how they used to defend it. But today, if Mohammed can marry 6-year-old girl, why can't we do it today? Are you telling me we can do it today or not? Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Have you landed? Okay. All right.
If you have,
thank
if
you again.
if you deem you don't have enough time, you can tell me so that we can end it so that I won't be delaying your work.
Okay, don't worry. I won't spend much time on this again. Okay. To your question again, you are still persisting on that. I'll respond like this. What you are simply telling me is that if there was a custom that was practiced then, okay, let me even say 1,000 years ago, 100 years ago, what you are saying is that that custom can still be practiced today. Sir, there is nobody, whether a Christian or a Muslim today, that would say in his lineage there was no one traditionalist. Okay, are you saying that we today, that we now call ourselves believers, are you saying that we are living the good part of our parents or of our forefathers? Are you saying living that part is the wrong thing to do? Secondly, you are very pertinent on the age, saying, can I give a 5-year-old girl or a 6-year-old or a 9-year-old girl to an old man, say even 70 years? That is the basis of the argument.
Yes.
Sir, do you know the youngest woman in the world? Youngest mother in the world?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yes, sir.
Fine. The youngest mother in the world, go and check this fact now I'm giving you. The youngest mother in the world is a 5-year-old from Chile. Go and check that. It's a fact. It's an historical fact.
You have not answered my question,
It's a 5-year-old mother from Chile.
Can you do it?
So, because to you now, you are thinking, how can a 6-year-old be old enough to consent to a marriage or be matured enough to handle marital issue? That's your concern.
No, that is not my concern.
Now I'm giving
that is not my concern. That's not my concern, sir.
That's your concern.
No,
now.
You are only making the concern. I've never made any concern. I've never mentioned that. You should have asked me what is my concern. Yes, that is not my concern.
Fine, it's on record. It's on record. Yes, no problem. It's on record. No problem. Yes. So what I'm saying is this: was it wrong? How is it possible for a 5-year-old girl to give birth to a child? Is it possible for you?
Yes, it's possible.
Or is it possible from your own rationale?
Yes,
it is very possible.
Yes, exceptional case. Possible. Exceptional case.
So why are you so pertinent on this age between Aisha and Muhammad?
I'm asking you,
if a 5-year-old is enough to give birth to it, listen to me, please.
Go ahead.
Listen to me, please.
Go ahead.
The problem is that there is no how. It is beyond thinking to give out a 6-year-old girl to an old man, or even say a 30-year-old man. You can never do that today.
Why?
You can never give your 10-year-old guy child house for a 20-year-old man. You can never do that today.
Even when the 6-year-old is mature.
Isn't it?
Why can't they do it?
You said?
Why can't we do it today?
Can you do that? I'm asking you, can you do that?
Yeah, that is why I'm criticizing. That is the reason I'm criticizing the action. Because
why? I'm saying the criticism is very wrong.
Yeah, let me tell you my criticism now. You assume for me. Now let me make my criticism out. Let me spread my criticism out. My criticism is that you are citing our parents. You are citing a Chilean girl. No. Nobody is saying Chilean girl is the example for mankind. That is my argument. Muhammad was an example for mankind. If, yes, you are laughing. You can clap. Let me learn. Quran said.
Okay, sorry.
No problem. You are free. Quran said Muhammad is the example for mankind. That means whatever he did should meet up with whatever thing we are doing today. Whatever thing Muhammad did in his days, and we cannot do it today, that means he's not the best. That is my argument. That means Muhammad is not the best example for mankind till now. That is my argument. You say I said you are misquoting my argument. That is my argument. That means you are telling me Muhammad is not the best example for mankind. If he did something, then we cannot replicate today. And you believe whatever he does was from God, not from his brain.
Yes.
And why? Yes. And this is another point. Let me make another point. You see, there are things we do in the olden days we can no longer do today. That is not my point.
Why?
Yes, because they are not good. If they are good, we continue to do them.
So can you mention them?
Yes, like child killing in those days is justified. They kill children with justification, with joy. They do that, and now they have stopped it. They are no longer doing it. In the olden days,
who stopped this?
You said child killing.
Who stopped this?
Child killing. Child killing has been stopped. It has been stopped long ago.
By who?
I don't know the person exactly, but I know it has been stopped throughout the world. I don't know. Yes, I mean you can give me the name of the person that stopped it, but I know it has been stopped. Nobody is doing. If you do that today, some people might be doing it in their hidden room. They cannot come out and say we want to kill this child. They cannot come out and say that. But in the old day, they come out and do that. Nobody will criticize them. So that is wrong. But in those days, it is good for them. They think they have a way of explaining it to them. But we can no longer do that today because we know our eyes has opened. Those things is wrong. Are you getting me now? So if you tell me
Even if
somebody,
those things, okay,
those
sorry to
things are
interject.
wrong.
Go ahead, please.
Those
Go ahead,
things are
please.
wrong. So if you are telling me Muhammad married Aisha at the age of 6 and today you as a Muslim can no longer follow that path, that means that thing is wrong. That is my view. That is my view. If it is right,
Okay, that's
you
the
should be able
perception.
to. Yes, that is my perception.
Okay, if that's the perception, I don't have any problem with it.
Okay.
Okay, because there's no how you're already prejudiced, so there's no how amount of analogy that I present to you might not want
I'm
to
not
accept it.
prejudiced. You have not.
But one thing
You
that
have
is
not
also clear is
prejudiced.
this:
Yes, go
that
ahead.
I just told you, have you seen a 5-year-old girl in Nigeria? I want to believe you're a Nigerian.
Yes,
Who
sure.
has attained the age of puberty in Nigeria?
Sure, it's possible.
Have you seen one?
It's possible. It's possible.
Have you seen one?
I've seen one on internet. I can even Google search the picture for you now. I've seen.
You have seen one on internet.
Yes.
So I will take that if you, and I wouldn't mind if you
I
can
can
send
Google it for
that
you
to
now and
me.
give you the link. There are tons I've seen online.
But the question is, but how can is it possible? Okay, from our own rationale, from our own thinking now. Oh, okay, from our perception now that a 5-year-old can actually bear a child. Is it a normal thing in our own thinking now? That's my question. Is it a normal thing?
Yes. You know,
from our own thinking now that a 5-year-old can actually give
it's
birth
not
to a
normal.
child?
It's not normal.
Okay.
It's an exceptional case. It's not normal.
It is okay.
Yes.
I like if that is not normal.
It's not.
But in some states, in some society, that is a norm for them.
Which state? Like
in
which state?
in place like Swaziland today, in place like, is it Swaziland or Tanzania today? They dress almost half naked and they see nothing wrong with it. But can you dress like that in a place like Lagos or even in Nigeria? For them, it's a norm for them. They don't see as any bad thing at all. But you cannot do that in Nigeria.
That is my point.
Again, I'm saying the criticism you are using,
you didn't get my point at
is
all.
not justified.
You didn't get my point at all.
Okay.
My point is Muhammad is the best example for mankind, not Venezuela.
So
not
we
Tanzania.
Should also follow. That's what they are saying.
Yes, I'm not saying Venezuela. I'm not talking about this thing. Venezuela is not the best example for mankind. Okay. It is Muhammad. Why can't we follow him again?
Fine.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Now today, according in the Sharia, okay, as we can also see from the Quran, I'll give you some reference. You check Surah An-Nisa, verse 4:16 and I think 21. Yes, there are actually some rules guiding marriage on both sexes actually.
Surah what?
So number one, on both sexes.
Surah 4. Ayah what?
4 verse 6.
Okay.
This 6, 19 and 21, if I'm not mistaken. You can just check. Or after this call, I will confirm them for you, okay?
Okay.
But you can still put them down, sure. No problem.
Yes. Yeah.
So the criteria to getting married is clearly written there. Okay. Number one, that person must not be a minor. Okay, it must at least be able to give a consent to that marriage. So, and it's not peculiar to female alone.
Thank you for citing that reference. I'm blessed.
Okay. So now the question is now, was Aisha, as she attained puberty at that particular age of 6 or 9 when she married the prophet? That's not the question.
She has not. I will give you the reference.
She has not.
Yes, according to your hadith.
She married the prophet at 6 and was consummated at what? At what age?
At 9.
At age what?
9.
Okay. No, you are saying at that 9 she has not attained
not according
puberty.
To your hadith. According to your hadith.
Yeah, she has not attained puberty.
According to the hadith, not
According to
according to the hadith. Yes.
okay, you can provide that this for me. Yeah,
Yes.
after this
Yes,
call.
I can
Okay.
even provide it now. Let me paraphrase the hadith. The hadith said, Aisha used to play
No,
with
no, 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 no,
dogs.
no. I would like to check myself. No problem. I'll check myself. You can just
Okay.
give me the reference. I'll check myself.
Okay. So
Mm.
the argument is Muhammad is yes. Thank you for the. I said thank you for the surah before I move away. Let me make this lastly so I can let you go. The surah you quoted, you said a girl to be married should have been mature according to Surah 4, 6, 19, and 21 you quoted. Thank you. Now, do you know there are some rules made for Muslim that is Muhammad was exempted from? Do you know that?
Of course, now there are so
So
many
if you are
of them.
giving me this rule, how do you know that he's not exempted from such rules?
There are so many of them,
Surah
and
350. Surah 350 said he is allowed to marry as many wives as he wanted. Surah 3, 4, Surah 4 verse 3 or Surah 3 verse 4 said you should marry 1, 2 or 3 or 4. But Muhammad married more than 4. So he is exempted from those laws. So same thing
yes.
apply. So maybe he's exempted from this law you are citing for me. Who knows? So I will let you go. If you have any other point, you can raise it. I like your presentation. Nice call, nice talking with you. I think if we have any of such discussion like this, either biblical discussion or Islamic discussion, I can easily call you so that we can discuss. In a friendly manner anyway.
Okay, no
We
problem.
can yes, nice
You said
meeting you. Nice meeting you, sir.
before you go, I really appreciate your timing.
You are
We know
welcome,
it's
sir.
very difficult to give out time.
No, you are welcome.
We all know how Nigeria is, so
Sure.
I appreciate the time you have taken to discuss this with me.
Yes.
And at least discussion like this is paramount. So you have to discuss
Instead
them.
of we killing
Okay, for us
ourselves, we have to
of course, so we
discuss.
can understand each other. Do you know Dr. James White?
Sure.
It's a very familiar name. So I so much admire him. I love his approach when he debates the Muslims, and he's somebody I respect a lot, despite the differences. The way and manner which he approaches the piece, I so much love it. And I will also want to appreciate if you guys can at least emulate the same approach as well.
You know,
okay, you can always have like I said, you might have your own perception and your views might be different from our views, but that shouldn't lead to us now abusing one another. And please, I would like to appeal to you, if you can look for a way to talk to your other folk. Please let us minimize the way we castigate our points of reverence. We are not allowed to do that in Islam. Okay, so we cannot be abusing prophets anyhow. They can always present their arguments without insults. They are always to do it like you have just done now. Okay, I don't see any
castigation.
Exactly from your friend. It's very mature.
Yes, bro. So, you know, I love your admonishment and your advices. You know what?
Yeah.
Let me say two things. Number one, James White, Christian Prince, David Wood, Sam Shamoun, they have their different style of approach. Likewise, Islamic Dawa group like Shabi Ali, like Ali Dawa, like Hijab, like this Mustafa Ahmed, like Mansour, like Shamsi, and some other. They have their own different views as well, and we have our own way. Like every other person cannot act the same way. That is the fact.
Of course.
Number two. This is number two. This is number 2 point I want to raise again. Whatever thing you are saying about other people's faith, whatever thing you are saying, make sure they are facts, either from their text. You don't have to because that is when I can call it abuse. When you are presenting a fact, when you are presenting your views, and that's not facts, and it's not substantiated with evidences. That means you are abused. Exactly. But if somebody say Muhammad killed, some other Muslims will say, I want to abuse your Lord, I want to abuse the prophet. No, you ask him, provide evidence. If such a person cannot provide, that means the person has abused the prophet. So whatever the other person is saying, maybe Muhammad did this, don't count it as abuse until the person cannot substantiate it. Are you getting my point now? So when the person can substantiate his view, then you have to look into your view and just answer him. But if the person is saying Muhammad did this and this prophet did this, like for instance, Muslim will say Jesus is not God, Jesus is this, Jesus did something wrong, Jesus abused his mother. Justify your point by biblical point. If you cannot do that, that means you are bastardizing our scripture. I will never get annoyed, angry with anybody talking about those things unless you cannot provide.
You say you mention yourself, or you say you.
You said
because others do get angry on that
argument. I said I won't get angry unless you can substantiate it. Then I will not look into it. But if you cannot substantiate it, then I will also abuse you. So that is the normal thing. Whatever you are, is an advice for you and me. Whatever we are presenting, let's give evidence for whatever we are presenting.
Okay.
Nice talking to you, sir.
I like that. So I want to ask you a question, please.
Go ahead.
Well, I want to know what is your perception on Muhammad as a person, considering all that he has done? At least we have his traditions, like the hadith. Or you can also put the Quran. Let's say the hadith composes most of his works. Okay, I want to believe you have read a lot of hadith about the Prophet. Okay, what is your perception on him as a person regarding the way he lived in his lifetime? Just in brief, sir.
Yeah, my perception about Muhammad, reading from the hadith, I believe Muhammad lived a terrible life. So though in some hadith they mention some of his good deeds as well. He did some of the things that is good, but if you put it on his scale, according to the hadith, not according to my brain, and I can give you references. I can give you reference of what I'm saying. According to the hadith, he did not live up to the standard of a prophet I am expecting. At least after the Lord Jesus Christ. Because we are expect Muhammad to follow suit of what Jesus did. But he now came back to turn it around against what Jesus did. So I can give you instances and examples maybe in another time why I said Muhammad did not live up to the standard I'm expecting from him. In a short response.
Okay, thank you. So there is a particular standard that a prophet should measure up with.
At least somebody that said he's following Jesus, that is coming after Jesus. Yes.
Okay. No problem, sir. So putting all that together now, so he has not met up with that standard, and your final remark on him is that he is not
worthy to be emulated.
A good person.
He's not worthy. I'm not saying all he did is wrong. Don't get me wrong. But if we put him on a standard, can I follow him? I cannot follow him because comparing with Jesus outshine him in such good qualities. Jesus outshine
Muhammad. Jesus never married now, or did he marry?
No, he's not only in marriage. What about
what else again?
What about criticism? Anybody yes, Surah 9:29 said, fight those who do not believe in Allah and the last day. And so many other verses. Anyone is in hadith. He said,
read the following verse now. Read verse 6 now.
What? Read it for me.
Surah Tawbah. Read verse 6. What does it say?
No, I don't know. You can tell me. That's his first point. Number 2. Muhammad said, anybody that changes religion, kill him. In the hadith,
that's not new.
It's not new.
That's not new now.
And Jesus never said that.
You can also cite that from the Bible.
Yes, in the Old Testament. From the Bible as well. And that's why I say after Jesus. I am expecting him to follow suit after Jesus.
Okay. You admit that there are similitude of that in Bible as well.
Old Testament, yes.
But those prophets that did that, they are not worthy of following at all.
At their particular time, they are following the Old Testament law. At the coming of Jesus, You said no.
Okay,
Did
maybe
you?
another time. Maybe another
Okay,
time.
okay. I'll be glad we discuss this. I'll be glad we discuss this.
All right.
Nice
I
talking to
really,
you.
yeah. I want to have gone to Moscow, but
Okay.
this it is what it is what it's called, and
Whenever
I really
when you
appreciate
want us to
your time out.
discuss it, you can tell me. We can call. I can call you and we discuss it together.
You said what?
Whenever you are free, you want us to discuss
Okay, if
it.
I'm less busy, Abby.
Yes,
Okay, no, but since I have your call,
you are
I'll
welcome.
just beep you.
But
Okay.
I do
I so
record
much love this
I
discussion.
do
No.
record our conversation that other people can learn from our conversation. They can learn how we discuss so that they will also emulate and learn our
Of
differences
course.
and learn from it. That is why I'm recording. I'm not recording to shame or to put you down. No, that is not the reason. You get my point. You are
No. I
welcome.
don't have it. Like I said, I don't have any problem
You
recording.
are welcome.
All I'm just saying is that at least solve my
I'm
consent.
sorry.
Okay, well, it is no problem. It's no problem at all.
You are welcome.
After all, I talking to you, we are learning.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. We are learning till
so
we
if they
die. We
also learn,
learn daily till we
so if
die.
they also learn from our discussion,
Sure,
there's no problem.
sure. You're welcome,
All right,
sir.
thank you
Have
very
a
much, and I wish you a
lovely
very good.
night. Mbo, mbo.